Welcome back. In today's video, we will be discussing one of the most mysterious origin story cocktails that have ever come across the desk here at A Bar Above. It is light, refreshing, delicious, and if you see the ingredients on our table in front of us here, you probably already guessed. It's the Paloma. So we're going to make the Paloma, talk about its history, and stay tuned to the very end because we will discuss some other delicious two-part cocktails that you may or may not have already heard of. Hi everyone, I'm Chris from A Bar Above. I'm a 15-year veteran of the bar and somebody that loves making fun and delicious cocktails. So we're going to make the Paloma here in a second, but before we do, let's talk about that scandalous, mysterious origin story that I alluded to earlier in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to the chase and let you know that there is no one person that has stepped up and became known as the creator of the Paloma. There are a handful of stories, however. The most famous of which is that a bartender in Guadalajara at La Cabilla Bar was the one that originally created this cocktail. But this story has been debunked because Jim Meehan, from our understanding, reached out to that bartender and just asked him, did you create this cocktail? And he said no. He created the Batanga, but he did not create the Paloma. Now, the other story that came across in our research is that there was a bartender, and I'm kind of fuzzy on the details, but he self-published a book and kind of hacked Wikipedia to, I think, essentially try to take credit for being the originator of this cocktail. I will put a link to that article down below. It is a spicy and dramatic read for sure. Highly recommend it. Now, the most interesting fact that we found is that the first time that we do see the Paloma that we know and love today in print wasn't until 1999, which is just crazy to me. So all this time, I assumed that it was something in the 40s, but no, the first time was 1999. So we do have a theory about this, however. So when we took a look at some of the research, we found that Squirt was released in the mass market in about the 50s, Grapefruit Soda, and released in Mexico as well. Obviously, they're drinking tequila, so it probably got used as a mixer down there and just kind of was smoldering down there until it hit critical mass. Once it hit critical mass, it started coming across the border to the United States, then all over the world. So we think that the Paloma is truly a crowdsourced cocktail, which is pretty cool. So if you have any further information or further research about who actually came up with the Paloma, definitely put them in the links below. But now, let's go ahead and make the Paloma. So to make the Paloma, we're going to go ahead and build it right in the glass. And the salt on this is optional, but I love the combination of salt and tequila. So in my opinion, it's not optional. So I'm going to go ahead and garnish the side of the rim with a bunch of salt. More the merrier. And I'm just going to build the rest of the cocktail in the glass here. So I'm going to start off with my tequila. Then a little bit of lime juice, about half an ounce. Add a bunch of ice here. And then we're just going to top this off with grapefruit soda. Now just give it a quick stir to make sure all the tequila is all over the place and mixed. And then for garnish, we're simply going to go ahead and put a fresh cut grapefruit section right on the edge. And there we have it, the Paloma. Now for my favorite part of the video, the taste test. So let's go ahead and taste our Paloma. That is delicious. Nice, bright, refreshing. Get a little bit of bitterness with the grapefruit, which I love. So speaking of really delicious and refreshing two-part cocktails, let's go ahead and cover some of the basics and then talk about some of the more advanced ones that you may not have tried. Now on the basic side, we have the Moscow Mule, we have the Cuba Libre, we have the whiskey and ginger, whiskey and Coke, and the gin and tonics. Those are already pretty much established staple two-part cocktails. Now on the more adventurous side, we see some really interesting flavors. My top recommendation is green chartreuse and a really fantastic root beer. The combination of those two ingredients is absolutely magic and I highly, highly recommend it. Now before this video, I asked Rob for his recommendations and he came up with a couple of good ones as well that I haven't tried and I am dying to try. First, Amari and cream soda. Sounds absolutely wonderful. His other recommendation was mint fernet and Sprite. So after this video, I'm probably going to be trying both of those. Now, the good news is now more than ever, there are a lot of new soda companies out there really kind of pushing the boundaries on flavor and giving us new combinations that we can work with. So take a look at Jones Soda, Stubborn Soda, and even Hansen's. They have a wide variety of styles and flavors that you can really elevate your two-part cocktail game. If you come up with something really interesting that you love, definitely let us know. Put it in the comments below. There we have it. We have made the Paloma. We've talked about its mysterious past, and we've given you a bunch of recommendations for two-part cocktails to try in the future. So we know you have watched videos like this in the past. You know exactly what we're going to ask you to do. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell icon, and you will get notified anytime we release cocktail videos similar to this one. Until then, I hope you are enjoying your favorite version of the Paloma. Cheers.